the senior on the women's cross country and track teams. In 2010, Kelly placed in several track meets, but more importantly, she won the outdoor 800-meter NSIC Conference Championship, earning her all NSIC honors. Kelly is also a part of the two-time NSIC cross country championship teams, but more importantly, Kelly is a member of the one and only national championship cross country team this last fall. And that is where Kelly's extraordinary story shines through. So please welcome Kelly Kougl.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kougl, and I'm a senior from Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm a business administration marketing emphasis major here, so I'll graduate in May. Not sure what I'll be doing after that, but I'm graduating, so that's good. And like Ann said, I run cross country and track here, and that's kind of how I got here. I came on a visit and I met the entire team, and I just knew that Augustana would be a place that for once I would have a full team of girls and we'd be able to train together. And so I was really excited about having a full team, and my parents were glad. It was a good academic school, and my dad said there's no underwater basket weaving classes at Augustana, so it was a combination of those. I came to Augie and just had a great experience here, and had a wonderful experience with like the whole team. I had so much support my 4 years, and okay. Since I was a freshman, we always wanted to win a team trophy, top 4 at cross country nationals, got a team trophy, and we had talked about since my freshman year, we want to get top 4, and since then we've gotten 5th, 8th, 6th, and then this year we finally got a trophy and we brought home the big one. So it was an absolute unreal experience, but my parents were so supportive of all my races throughout the years. They came to more races than a lot of parents, and they lived 10 hours away, and all the coaches and other kids on the team would be like, your parents are coming? And it's so far, your mom's crazy. She would get up and leave Cheyenne at 5 o'clock to make my race at 7 down in Iowa or wherever we were. But in July of my junior year, my father got diagnosed with bone cancer. And, okay. So since then, we knew it was uncurable, and we would just take everything day by day. And so I knew once then I wanted to give him motivation and just, make it to the next meet, and hopefully he would be there to watch. And he loved track meets. When I had a stress fracture my sophomore year, he came to Hardwood and I didn't even run. He just wanted to see everyone else run. And he would send me clippings of all the high school kids, what they were doing and their times, and I was like, okay, thanks, let's go study. But, so through that first year, I just thought every race was going to be my last, and cross country that year was the first year I made the nationals team, and we got 6th. Was a little disheartening, but I was just so happy to be on the team, and I thought that would be the best thing that I would do here at Augustana. And then this cross country season, my dad got quite a bit sicker, and I just knew that if I could get him to nationals, it would be one more, another week that he would be around. And so I was determined to make the team this year. I really wanted to make top 7 because I thought that would be just an amazing gift that I could give my dad. And so I was on the route to make top 7. I ended up placing 5th at nationals, so I accomplished that. And I would call him every week and update him, like, this is what we did at practice. I think I can be all conference. I think I can be all region. And then I remember calling him once and I was like, if I can be all conference, I think I need to think about being an All-American. And I never thought about that. Never thought I would think my freshman year that I would leave an All-American by any means. And I don't think our coach thought that at all either. But so then it was a week before cross-country nationals, and I got a call from my mom, and she said, if you want to come home, you need to come home tomorrow. And so we got together with a couple girls on the team, and I was just like, what do I do? Like, we have nationals in a week. Like, I've been able to spend so much time with my dad. Like, Tracy was great about it, our coach, throughout the whole process. I was able to go home like every other weekend when I could, and just so much support from the team. Like, there's no way I could have made it through the season or to that point without them. But so I talked to my dad on Saturday night, and the girls and I were going to a movie, and I was talking to him, and he, at this point, it was so far along that he was just confused a lot of the time when I talked to him, and he's just, last thing he said to me is like, "Congratulations, I'm so proud of you." And I thought he was confused that we had already ran. And I was like, "Thanks, Dad, I love you." And that ended up being the last time that I talked to him. He died later that night, and so then I had to make the decision whether to run or not. And so I woke up the next morning. A couple of the girls stayed with me that night. And we woke up 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, got up, did our long run, just trying to get ready for nationals. And I was trying to decide, if I was going to run or not. And so we figured I made it 7 miles. I could make it through the race if in a week I still felt the same way. So I got down on the plane to Omaha, went back to Cheyenne, and the team got ready for nationals, preparing to run without me. And I've been talking with Tracy, my mom, and my father the whole time, like, if something happens, what am I going to do? And I got home and talked with my mom about it. She was, "Well, what would your dad want to do?" And I knew that he would have done anything to be there with us in Spokane the day we ran. So I decided that I was going to go, and I called Tracy and told him I was going to meet him at the airport, and I told my teammates I was coming, so we better not suck. And so we had the funeral on Thursday for my dad, and then I met the team later that day in Denver, and I thought it would be funny to make Tracy a little bit more nervous. So I called him and told him that we were stuck in traffic and there was no way I was going to make it the plane, and he was freaking out. And then I sent him a picture of us sitting at the gate, and he hung up on me. But he was glad once we got to the gate that it was such a relief to be back with, I was with my family all week, but my real family was the girls that were with me every single day, and were so supportive and knew what I was going through, and were there with me at 7 o'clock the day after. And I just knew that we'd worked so hard since August that year. We'd worked so hard, and I just couldn't stop there. And so we made ribbons for my dad, and with that we were running the race, and I was just thinking about him the entire time. I would get tired and I'd think, "I'm so proud of you, I'm so proud of you." And I just wanted to make my dad proud and our team proud of what we did. And it was absolutely miserable. It was a snowing blizzard. My feet were numb from when we started, and I was 22 minutes of pure pain. But it made me realize how many people are there for you that you have no idea. And I remember it was about 1,000 meters out from the finish, and I was really starting to get really tired, and it was just like the point where you either need to go or just kind of finish it. And a girl from the University of Mary came up to me, and she slapped my hand and she said, "Let's go." It's like, "Okay, let's do this." And Tracy was screaming his head off at us. He was going, "We can win, we can win." And at the beginning he was just like, "We can win this, girls, you're in good position." And then by the end he was just, his voice was lost by the time he got to me, and "We can win this." And so we finished the race, and my mom and sister at the finish, and it was just a release of all the week's emotions that I had held in. And I gave my mom a hug and my sister a hug, and I was so glad that they were there. And I didn't think that we had won or that I was All-American at that point. And I was just happy to be done. And then Tracy got a phone call that we had won, and we're all jumping up and down and screaming and crying and didn't know what to do. But it was an absolute unreal experience, and it took so long for it to sink in that we had just won, and that I did it a week after, my father had passed. And it still sinks in now, like when I'm at track meets, he was there for me last year. So it's hard going into races now, but I'm so thankful that it did happen to me while I was at Augustana, because the support from my teammates and my coaches and my professors has just been absolutely something I would never expect from people that aren't your blood relatives, and maybe more supportive in some ways. But from that whole experience, I am so grateful for my family and my friends and everyone that supports athletics at Augustana, and thank you for coming.